you know, it's a little bit better, but it's still kind of weird.
Okay, so this is Wayward, and with me is Xcet. We are doing a 500 subscribers Duocast for my YouTube channel. I think a big part of what little popularity I have so far has come thanks to Grey Goo, and of course, Xset is a pillar of the Grey Goo community, um, running tournaments, teaching new players, kind of keeping the heartbeat of the community going. Um, and I'm really happy to have him here with me today. Today, we are looking at a bunch of great casts from the recent Hendro Cup tournament. And in this one, we have Mixu as the blue beta to the right, and off to the left as Shroud, we have Platoon.Tommygun. Uh, Tommygun usually plays Shroud, is that right? I feel like I've seen him play
Yes.
other factions as well.
Yeah, I think he sometimes switches it up. For example, when he faces Bicon, he kind of feels like he cannot beat him with his own shroud, so he tries pulling beta out sometimes, for example. I think I've even seen him play Goo sometimes, but yeah, he's mainly a shroud player.
Not much to talk about yet. I do want to point out, because I forgot to mention it, just in case I split this up into multiple videos, this is the new Grotto Assault made by Awesome Socks 42. It takes what was a very flawed map and I think improves it at least a little bit
Yeah,
from what I hear from Xset. Go
it,
ahead.
it used to be extremely wonky because it was asymmetrical and stuff, but now it's still wonky, but just in a symmetrical manner, and not quite as imbalanced, I guess, as before.
Yeah, I do like the look of it, honestly, like better. It has a very nice feel to it to me. Yeah, one problem I always had with Grotto Assault is the whole southern half of the map seems useless. So it'll be interesting to see if it's any better in this version.
Yeah, and this version tends to be really like close. Like it's a small map, so you fight all over the place basically.
Yeah, both players on the same number of refineries so far. Um, Tommy Gun a little better off in resources, actually almost 1,000 more at this point. I don't know how that works out in either player's favor. In terms of
Yeah,
map
it's
presence, Mixu's definitely better off right now.
yeah, Mix is playing quite a bit more aggressive here. He wants to find those extractors and hunt them down with his stalkers. And it's quite the early artillery attachment as well. But there is a plus 13 here, so his economy is a bit boosted here. And yeah, Tommy Gunn's just playing very conservatively with his a lot of advance and just slasher spam here. It is kind of the thing. If you see more advance and less amplifiers, it's the safer route, and more amplifiers, less advance is more tick heavy and cost efficient, but riskier to pull off.
Mixu, I can, I can feel. He's a StarCraft player, right? I can feel watching his
Yes.
units move around. That's kind of how StarCraft players move their units, kind of moving them forward and then back, and kind of doing those little
Yeah,
dances with them.
he needs to spend his 400 APM somehow in the early
Yeah,
game, you know?
yeah. Tommy Gun plays StarCraft 2, also, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
It is neat seeing that cross pollination. The
By
StarCraft
the way,
players. Go ahead.
yeah, sorry. If you look at the ramp there was this little interesting micro thing because Tommy Gun was on the high ground. This little hill is actually a high ground which you cannot see up from outside of the ramp. So Mixu
Ah,
took a lot of hits there. Yeah, it's a bit hard to see. That's you can see it on the right side now as well. Um, it's a bit hard to see since those ramps are so small.
yeah.
They
Now
were
that you mention
basically
it, I see what I'm drawing a
yeah,
little cursor box to show where the high ground is.
they were specifically made so humans cannot spam their conduit mines across the whole map.
So
You
made in
know,
your honor,
made me
then,
a
right?
little bit sad. Yeah,
So Mixu kind of pulling the one of the standard beta builds, going with a lot of hailstorms. I feel like I see predators with this fairly often, but stalkers make sense as well. And it looks like at
Yeah,
the moment Tommygun is still just doing clashers, although he's getting a crucible now.
yeah.
So
Mixu is a guy who doesn't really build too many predators. He mostly relies on stalkers. You want to normally mix in some predators as well, as they provide extra armor. Yeah, Mixu's
definitely
putting in
PopCap is favoring Mixu right now. Not
yeah map control as well.
very much so. Yeah, that exposed extractor. Oh, those, both of them are very much in danger. I don't know that Tommy Gun's going to be able to save all of his extractors that are currently under fire.
It's a nice multitasking by Mixu. However, he needs to still actually finish off one of those extractors, and it seems like he will do that in the north there.
Yeah, oh, there it
So
goes.
one extractor down. However, he needs to make sure to save his hailstones, as he cannot afford to lose them right now. Ooh, and some
We are.
bad trades in the south as well for him. Using some
Yeah,
stalkers
that
there.
army in the middle, though, is still pretty imposing. And he's continuing to reinforce it along the south. We've got 2 more hailstorms coming in across the middle of the map. So there are equal numbers of resource production structures right now. We've got 5 extractors for the Shroud and 5 for the Beta. I believe that will slightly favor the Beta. The Shroud want to have more extractors than their opponent has refineries, I believe.
Yeah, that is right, and especially on this map, since Mixu has 2+13s under his control, which means he gets 6 more resources per second than he's supposed to have, basically.
Right now,
As
it looks like the income or the overall harvested resources still favors Tommy. Yeah, Tommy Gun.
yeah, you cannot compare those directly though, because Shroud just gets more. So,
Yeah.
for
Looks like we
example, Du is
have.
always ways ahead in the resource mine count.
Looks like we have
By
2
the way,
chimes out for Tommy Gun.
yeah, the Chime's first thing is very interesting. He could have gone for the bombers right away to use the effect of surprise, you know. But now, since Mixu saw those Chimes, he will probably be careful to pre-split his units and have an eye on them.
Yeah, I get the idea of wanting to scout. That chime in the home base isn't really doing too much, honestly. Um, but at this point, I feel like, and I hate to say this, but it almost feels like Tommy Gun is just seeing how badly he's losing at this point.
Let's see though, because it's just stock and Hailstorm so far. This is not the like perfect army composition for beta, so it can still lose to a good Shroud attack here. For example, in the north, those Klaxons are perfect to deal with the Hailstorms. In combination with Howlers, they do quite well with Stalkers as well.
Okay, let's take
I
a look
would
at our
like,
tech. It looks like for the Shroud, we have the channel buildup, or the Howler AoE upgrade, and then for the Beta, we have platform stability, which is, I think you pretty much always get that, right? I see that very, very often.
yeah, platform stability is the thing you go for in the artillery tech section.
Yeah,
That's
that's definitely one of the Beta's strengths to me. Is a lot of their units either automatically can or gain the ability to fire on the move. There's several upgrades that allow for things like that, I believe.
yeah. Oh, we see finally the first Shriek, which I really like to see because it's one of the strongest harassment units in the game.
He's also got a bunch of mocks up in his base.
But yeah, by the way, funny thing, Mixu is blindly building anti-air units, which
Which
you know is
is to
really
his
good for him.
advantage, yeah.
Yeah, because he has a history of having bad run-ins with
With air
getting rushed
units.
by air in the tournaments. So he's just going for anti-air no matter if he
Nice.
scouts it or not, just to be sure, just to not lose to it again. But will we see the stealth stock upgrade coming in as well, which is
Oh,
really
those
good.
mocks are doing phenomenal damage.
Yeah.
And
Last one
actually, at
though.
this point, Tommy Gun has a significant pop cap advantage over
Yeah,
Mixu.
however, I have to critique the army composition he has right now. He has just Howlers and Klaxons. He is severely missing stuff like Clashers here. or few to actually deal with those howitzers, hailstorms.
Yeah, and we're seeing that there with that entire army kind of just disappearing
Yeah,
by the end of that
it's
fight.
it's a problem with howlers. They are kind of glass cannon, and they always look very scary and strong, which they are. But once there is artillery on the field, they kind of just die to it because they're just 100 HP.
Yes, very, very fragile. When massed like that, they do terrifying damage, though. What is he doing? He's pulling his entire army to the very north because a single stalker is fighting one of his extractors.
And Mixu uses the opportunity to push in the south to take out one of those extractors. At least that's the plan for him.
He's walking right by it. He must have just issued a move order. Yeah, there we go. Now he's seen it.
Yeah.
In terms of resource structures, we have 6 extractors to 7 refineries right now. So that one extractor is pulled back, but it cannot continue harvesting at this point. I'm actually seeing resource notifications from Mixu. It looks like he might have capped out on his resources just about.
Yeah, that's one of the things Shroud doesn't have to worry about with the 10k cap, but yeah, that's basically the thing you never want to have happen in your gameplay. You never want to cap out on your resources, as all refineries stop working once that happens. But yeah, now we have a big push here by Tommygun. He's going into the arc of hailstones, which just do so much damage, and I don't think he can push through.
Yeah, that was a bad push, but a nice split by Mixu to minimize the damage that each part of his army can take and maximize the amount of surface area that can attack Tommygun's army. However, that sneaky little Shriek is up at the north, and it took out, it looks like, several structures up in the north and is now attacking the main base of Mixu. It looks like it's going to take out a refinery, actually. I don't think there's anything out there that's going to be able to stop it.
Yeah, there are 2 cloudbursts on the map which could deal with it, but
they're
I see
nowhere
one in the
near it, I
middle.
don't think.
Yeah, they're just now starting to walk towards it, so at least one of the refineries will go down. Well, the repair is quite good because it's just one single Shriek. So, I don't know, maybe
The army has stopped. Oh, we do have the Stalker Stealth upgrade.
Yeah, and
we were
also
talking
that
about.
upgrade gives them a sniper rifle instead of their normal attack, which reduces the rate of fire but increases damage and range. So it's kind of an overall buff, more or less. So they not only gain their stealth while moving, but they're generally just a better unit now.
Nice. Yeah, it's also terrifying to have a giant invisible army running around.
Yeah. But still no avalanches or predators on the way. That is one thing I really would like Mixu to build here, because the additional armor is just so helpful.
Yeah, and it looks like Tommygun has mostly stayed with his current composition. There's the Cloudbirds taking out one of those mocks. Instead of attacking, he just pulls them out of the way. Actually, it manages to survive, so potential huge source of damage there. We are hitting kind of peak gray goo right here, where you've got 3 different armies. No, 2 now. No, he split it back into 3. 3 different little attack forces here from Mixu, which is going to be.
Needs to be careful though. The chimes detect the stalker army, so they will not be protected by their stealth in the south.
Let's see, down to the south, it looks like Tommygun is prevailing in the north and the center. Mixu seems to be holding strong.
Oh, I really like that small little move in the top left. He has 4 stalkers in the brushes. They are just waiting for more extractors to be placed in order to take them down.
Nice. Tommygun.
Yeah, push in the south. It's kind of scary.
Mixu attempting to hold that southern push as well as making his own in the center of the map. Looks like Mixu's push in the middle is going to mostly fail. No? Yes? Yeah. Thanks to the mocks. It has been held, although it looks like Tommygun is about to lose his push in this. Well, He did better than I thought in the south.
I really like those shrieks. Attacking from every angle, just forcing Mixu to react everywhere.
Looks like we have some more cloud bursts now. We also have I saw a seeker. Yeah, there's a seeker running around.
An interesting choice with all the chimes on the map, which are able to detect it.
There it goes. It's going down. The howlers are nope. That one chime is just out of range. There it goes. It moves again, and the howlers. Now it gets away from the
More
howlers.
HP on that.
Go, little
Poor
seeker.
HP seeker.
We have another little engagement in the center.
And Tommygun gets control of the spigots in the north, which is really important for the Shroud, as there are up to five spigots there to take.
Since we're talking about resource, oh, that was a badly placed extractor.
Yeah, that's about to go down. Or at least the beta extractors are for free, so it's just some mining time that is lost. But yeah, Mix is kind of stuck on his tech. He really needs those more armored units to transition to a true late game army here.
Yeah, at the same time, I would like to see Tommygun get a couple more shrieks. His, like you said, that strategy was working pretty well, and I think that would be just enough DPS to help him take out these structures. Because every time he attacks into the base, it seems like his attack falls apart. Mixu seems to be counting on that right now. Oh, Tommygun, pull that army back. What are you doing?
Tommygun tends to not build enough clashers, which results in his army being lacking the sustainability to push into a base, really. He relies purely on Claxons, which is good, but they would just die to the Stalkers eventually. And so you normally want to have your...
This is going to be a bad engagement for Tommygun, it looks like.
Well.
Those howlers were out in front of the Claxons.
Oh, yeah.
And they all melted.
There come the bombers, though. And those hailstones are clumped. Nice pre-split, though. Oh, this was a great split by Mixu.
Yeah, it really. We actually have that
4 bombers against 2 hailstorms.
Which is a phenomenally bad trade. And those hailstorms are actually still... He loses 2 of them, but that was a really good split there, I thought.
Yeah.
He can just continue to break his army apart. That's your StarCraft micro there.
Yeah, by the way, Mixu was stuck on 70 to supply versus 110 of Mixu, of Tommygun, and now he's almost even here. So Mixu is getting closer and closer.
Yeah, he's catching back up.
Zone.
Interesting tech choice from Tommygun. He's researched protected investment, which causes extractors to provide armor and heal over time to units around them and count as networked armor, I guess, for Claxons.
Yeah, the networked armor is for every unit.
Okay.
It is quite a good upgrade, actually. It's not the kind of upgrade that you have to have every single game, but late game it's quite nice to have, as you can see in the knock.
Yeah, there we go.
This is now
he is actually
a really
using
hard position to break.
Yeah, he is actually using it, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I keep wondering if Mixu is going to research the upgrade that gives cloud bursts an artillery weapon. I don't know if they're considered useful, but usually I like to get them if I have to build anti-air. I feel like it really makes those units pull their weight a lot more.
Yeah, I mean, he has no air tech anyway, so he might as well go for it.
Tommygun actually almost maxed out in terms of unit. Oh, he was a second ago. He lost like 30 supply just now.
Yes, it's kind of a stalemate situation here, as Tommygun does not quite manage to push through anywhere significantly. Yeah, that's the thing with Grotto. There are like these 3 lanes which are all kind of small, so it's easy to defend those.
Yeah, I feel like this will probably work in Mixu's favor in the long term. With his increased army survivability, one big push at max or near max may just break Tommy Gun.
Yeah, a high-tech beta army is considered to be a bit stronger, but he does not have this kind of composition at the moment, as he's still missing avalanches and predators here.
These shrieks are coming in to try to make something happen, but I feel like there's a lot of cloud bursts out on the map right now. I guess there's only 6, but oh no, Tommy Gun's not paying attention.
Here. Yeah.
He's not paying
He's
attention to
shooting
them.
at workers. That's not what you want to do. I mean, he gets one, but that's still not as much as he could get. And those tricks are really expensive, 400 resources each, so they
did not pay for themselves.
pay.
No.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, we already lost one, and the second one goes down. That's definitely the sort of trade that Mixu is going to be happy with.
The amount of hailstones is also getting kind of scary here, and we don't have enough bombers at the moment to take them out efficiently. Oh no, and he's hunting down the hailstones. That's something you want to never want to do when the upgrade is done for them, because you never really catch them and you just eat their shots.
Oh, we did have a little push down to the south by Mixu, trying to snipe extractors. He may be about to get. Actually, he will probably get this one since his army is coming across the middle. Tommygun, even if he responds, I think he's going to lose at least one extractor. There goes one.
And now Mix is in kind of the position where he already pushed through the small area. So he could be able to establish his force on the side of Tommygun, which he tries in the south as well with placing a refinery down there. So it is getting really tight here for Mixu, for Tommygun, who is kept on 10,000 resources. Oh no, he's severely lacking in advance right now.
Yeah, he didn't really continue to expand his production base.
Yeah, he's kind of too taxed to micro his army. But he really needs to focus on his production here.
He also has a bunch of howlers sitting up in his base unused.
Yeah. Look at the amount of hailstones here. It's kind of insane.
Yeah, this is kind of what I thought was going to happen.
Yeah, this army is actually kind of weak to bombers, because if you have like 6 or 7 of them, you will just take such good fights here. Especially if you come from the hills where it's hard to react to them.
Yeah, this is exactly what I was worried was going to happen to Tommygun. There's that just big ball of hailstorms. It just becomes very, very, very hard to attack into, especially with your more fragile Shroud units. Even with Klaxons running into them, it really just kind of... You can hear me, right? I have my microphone?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can hear completely fine.
Okay. I turned my
my
microphone off a second ago.
Yeah, Mixu has a nice pre-split here in his army, so even like the free max on the field will probably not do anything here.
Yeah, and now it's almost double supply for Mixu, and the way that he's been trading with Tommygun makes me kind of feel like that's all she wrote.
Yeah, it's always a bit heartbreaking to die with 10,000 resources in your bank, but you know, sometimes that's just how it goes.
Yeah, nice mixing of those mocks back in.
Yeah, but really good micro here again. Just not eating those shots.
Yeah, there go the last couple of units. We do have a trickle out here. Where there's we have chimes actually coming out. I guess they're needed for the stalkers, but I'm kind of impressed by how long Tommygun has continued to hold on. He's not just quitting out.
I mean, he's still the money to continue producing stuff. Oh, he's even building a dirge there in his one crucible, but I doubt it will be ready in time.
I do love that the meta has kind of evolved more toward people trying to sneak out epic units. We've seen Purgers. I don't think I've seen an alpha yet But there was that crazy match with I think it was Hendronimus with a hand of Rook, and he turned that into a win. Um, and
Yeah.
Yggdrasil pulled out a Purger on you. I'd love to see. I actually in that match I thought you were going to try to go for an alpha, because of the large factory with all the attachments. All right,
Yeah.
another good match. I feel like this one you kind of saw it coming there for a while, and it was just kind of a slow defeat. Um, but still, it was a fun match to watch. Okay, I think I've got time for one more. If you do.